Hey everybody, Coaching the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. This is a 99% clairvoyant reading. If you're here live, welcome. And if you're watching us on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel and please like the videos and please leave me a little comment, even if it's just hi Bill, because YouTube will use their algorithms to send Coaching the Soul around the planet to people who need to hear the message. So, hi Nancy Paris, how are you? Yes. So my eyes are a little puffy. I just got done having an emotional release just a minute ago. Hi, Alexis. Yep. So crying is good, very good. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some of that. Hey, Pat. Thank you. Yes, I'm getting a lot of sleep. I'm tired every night at 9 o'clock and I go to bed. So. Yeah, emotionally exhausted. So yeah, but yeah, yes. So my friend Carol has just texted me. I'm on the Bill Clairvoyant Facebook page and I see the flyer, but I don't see how to join the call. It's not a call, isn't it? Just on Facebook? Hi Haley, isn't it just on Facebook? Yes, I think it is. Let me see. Yeah. Let me just answer really quick. I can't type with the damn guys. Okay. Yeah, just checking this, like it just showed up on my feed, so it should be all good. Hi, Sherry. Have a refresher page.
Go ahead.
Hi, Laura. How's it going? Hey, Kelly. How you doing? Hey, Suze. Hey, Kathy. How everybody doing? Okay. Gotta get myself together here. Thank you, Sherry. Hi, Allison Strange. I'm emotional today. Today's a very emotional day. Bailey died 2 weeks ago today. Sorry, guys. It's really hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And my brother-in-law's dying of cancer, so I got a lot going on. I wasn't going to do this today, but I told Spirit I was going to. So I'm going to get myself together here. But yes, so we're going to talk about Mercury Retrograde and listen to them chimes because they're fluent today. But I'm very sad. I'm in a very sad space right now. So, but Mercury Retrograde is making it all the worse. I'm telling you what, Mercury Retrograde this time is absolutely as careless Mercury Retrograde. Hi, Dorothy. So Mercury Retrograde in Taurus, okay, until May 15th. So it affects not only Taurus, but Virgo and Capricorn. And it's hitting me very hard. With Bailey passing, the day that it began, yes, the day it began, I think it was. I think it ended the next week, I'm not sure. Based on since the 13th, so it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, so it started last week and goes to May 15th. So it's going to be interesting. But it's been really hard. Hi, Adrian. Emotional, and been talking to a lot of people about what Mercury Retrograde has been doing in their life. It's bringing up a lot of emotions, okay? It brings up a lot of what you haven't dealt with yet. And it's all part of your ascension also, okay? So understand that whatever hardship you're having, usually emotional, okay, it is things that you have yet to clear out of your psyche, out of your human body, and it all is tied to ascension, all right? So the more the things come up, there could be 10 things. Work on them one at a time, all right? Because you can't go, oh my gosh, that's bothering me, and that's bothering me, and that's bothering me too. No, pick one, okay? There's 3 every year. This year we're blessed with having 4. So trust me, we're not done. The next one's in Virgo. That'll be number 3. And then it's in Capricorn again in this coming December, just like it was last December and January. So earth signs are going through the clearing right now. I understand it because I know that as I clear my stuff, as Bay passed, as my brother-in-law passes, okay, it is going to set up a new chapter for not only my life, but my sister's life. And she said something interesting to me on the phone about a week and a half ago. She said to me, I really believe that this right here, this absolutely devastating, they've been together 30 years, devastating situation with Theyll is going to set me free from everything that has happened in this lifetime. She's had a traumatic lifetime. Seeing people get shot in the head, I mean, all kinds of things. And that was at work. Just all kinds of things that she is holding inside of her body. So I believe she's correct. For me, Bailey passing away sets me free. And Mercury Retrograde enhances that, really blows it up to make me look at it. Okay, to look at how much I loved him and how much I took care of him. And everything from my 63 years is tied up in him passing away. Okay, and again, you guys know all the things that have happened to me in my lifetime, pretty much. And it's been a really traumatic moving forward, but I'm supposed to do that. Now, about that, Spirit gave me this morning because I was going through all my stuff, right? That every time you bring up that situation, every time that you talk about that, your body gets re-traumatized. Okay? So the best thing to do not tell those stories. All right? If you want to tell those stories to your iPad or your phone, do that if you're going to write a book, right? Tell them to Spirit and then let them go. All right? Because every time that you talk about those things, you re-traumatize yourself, but also it brings it to the top of your psyche. And that's true. Trust me, that's true. Take my advice. It's true. So the best thing that you want to do at this time of year, again, 4 times this year, all right? Things are going to come up that you have not solved yet, that you have not let go of yet, that you have, it could be simple as what you said to your mom when you were 17 or 25 or 45 that came out wrong. Or you said something you shouldn't have said and you hurt her feelings. Or your dad, or your grandma, or your grandpa, or your brother, your sister, doesn't matter. Your best friend, all right? Those are things that you have to forgive yourself for, okay? Forgiveness is very, very important, everybody. It's very, very important, right? You have to forgive yourself for doing stupid shit. We're human in 3D. Trust me, we are far from perfect, but that's ending, and that's the blessing. The blessing is that as you forgive yourself, your vibration rises. As you look at your stuff during Mercury Retrograde, and then after too, if you possibly want to, can, whatever. But you're going to have enough chances 4 times this year to look at your stuff, okay? So I wouldn't really focus on those things because you want to have some relief after this is done. So forgiveness is so important for yourself, right? Understanding, and I mean, trust me, in my career, I was not a nice manager. I was not a nice supervisor. I wanted perfection. And I was young and goofy, and because I thought I needed to be perfect to be in this world, that everyone else had to be too, because they worked for me. And this happens to a lot of people, okay? And so you just want to make sure that you forgive, that you ask for forgiveness. I said I'm sorry to most of my people in the 80s and 90s. because I was just a tyrant that was uptight and just my vibration was so high. I want everybody to hit that vibration too. So as those things come up, forgive yourself. If you have to say I'm sorry to other people, do it, right? Simply because you're clearing that energy out of your body, okay? And then what happens is, unless you think about it, like I'm thinking about it now, the things that I did that were just dumb, right? They don't come up. They don't come up in Mercury retrograde. They don't, okay? So as you go through the next 2 weeks and stuff starts to come up and starts to resonate and needs to be clarified or cleared, do it. Emotions are everything. That's why we're human, all right? And anything that we still have in our craw, right, that's still stuck and we won't release it yet, it's energy, okay? It's going to come out as you ascend. It's going to come out as your life changes. It's going to come out. So the chances that you get during Mercury retrograde are very, very important. Do they suck? Oh, they suck. They freaking suck. They suck, right? But that's okay. They have to suck because we have to be pressured to let them go. We have to be pressured to let them go because we're freaking human. One of the dumbest things that we're made with is keeping everything inside of us, right? Keeping everything inside of us because we're afraid that if we blow, right, everyone's going to be mad at us. We're going to be mad at ourselves. Oh my God, because we're taught as a small child that that's not appropriate. And that's BS, okay? Why do children cry? Because they're frustrated, right? They're a soul that came from source back to the world, back here on earth. And they remember being able to talk, able to think, able to do their own thing. They forget when they come back that they got to be a baby with these people that they have no idea who they are in this human sense. They know them from source, from your family bubble, right? But they don't know you down here. They don't know who you are. You could have an older soul than your parents and anyone in your family. That'd be me. So as a child, you're frustrated because you're hungry, or you got to go, or you got a dirty diaper, or you want some Kool-Aid, or you want your parents to shut the F up. The energy's so bad, or you feel like you're surrounded by craziness because you're the oldest soul in the house. So what some people will do, they will try to fix everything, or they'll retreat. They will not be within the dysfunction unless they're supposed to be. So again, that can be a child remembrance that you need to let go of by forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for what you said to your mom, like I said before, or how you acted at a party, or how you did this or how you did that. It's very, very, very important, okay? Because when you do that and say to yourself, I love you so much that I need to forgive myself. Because in the scheme of things, it don't matter. It's a human thing. It is not an ET thing. It is all the ETs that have been in my house, right? All the aliens that have been in my house, never worried about, right? They never worried about, because they don't have a heart. They don't have emotions. They don't have those things. That's why they're here. And they can blend in very easily. If you listen to them chimes, they haven't stopped since we started talking. See? So understanding that as you clear your stuff and you forgive yourself. And two, guys, you got to forgive other people too. I forgave my mom and dad in 2004 because guess what? They did the best they could with what they knew, with their little skinny gay boy. Plain and simple, right? With a Kate Jackson wig and my girl's bike, you know? They did the best that they could, and they treated me extremely wonderful, but they didn't protect me because they didn't know they had to. Okay? So I forgave them. And I needed to forgive them because I had a lot of animosity towards my mom and my dad and my brothers. Okay? So we have to do that. We have to look at our stuff, especially during Mercury retrograde, and go, I forgive them. I forgive them. I forgive the people who used to do things to me, right? I'm not going to say what they did. Yeah. Okay? Because it was supposed to happen. My soul journey, that damn thing that I signed 63 years ago. Let's say 64 because I had to be in my mom for a year or 9 months, right? So 64 years ago, I signed that document that said my life was going to be like this. The glorious part is I get to be here now. That's the key. So all that stuff of 63 years, was it worth it? It was kind of. But then it wasn't, right? I don't look back like that. I do not look back like that because it doesn't do you any good. All it does is make all your stuff, resurface. Is that okay to do on a day? Sure it is. You can do about an hour's worth of it. As Spirit says, I'll give you an hour to have a pity party. Okay, cool. And then after 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm done with that stuff because that makes me feel way too bad. Yeah. Okay? So it is super, super important that as things come up that again, cry, right? If that's what you need to do, cry. If you need to take a tennis racket and beat the cushions on the couch, beat the cushions on the couch. Just don't hurt anybody. Don't hurt yourself, right? Because beating them cushions, trust me, I've done that before back in the early 2000s. And that you get a lot of frustration out on that. And you get to say things. Say exactly what you got to say, and you'll cry. Okay? Getting all that energy out of your body that doesn't serve you any longer. And it's okay. Just make sure there's nobody around you not going to hurt anybody, right? That's what it's all about. If you want to leave them on the couch and pound them, do it. If you want to take them off the couch, put them in a stack, do it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's about allowing that energy to be released from your body. Okay? All of your sorrows, all of your sadness, all of your things that you expected. Well, it's okay to be in expectation. Okay? I expect to get everything that I've asked for this lifetime. And so far, it's been pretty good. Right? We're in a low right now. Again, I truly believe Bailey passing away, my brother-in-law passing away, will open up the doors for my sister and I. Because we come as a pair. We always have. I've taken care of her my entire lifetime. Okay? She's my little sister. And I will continue to do that till I die. Hopefully she'll be there to, make sure that I'm not, laying in a bed somewhere on a shelf or whatever, So it's super, super important that we make sure that as things come up, we release them. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to take the tennis racket or the golf club or the broom handle. It doesn't matter, chimes. But beat the shit out of the cushions, right? What have you had to do, right? It's okay. And then let your frustration out, let your anger out, let your disappointments out. Because once you do that, I'm telling you, you're going to feel 50 pounds lighter. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I don't know why. Because you just let go of 50 pounds of energy that you've been carrying for how many years have you been alive? That's a lot. That's what the Steve Noble meditations do. Only this, you get to be action at it, right? You get to freaking be part of it. And sometimes in third dimension, we need to do that. James, right? We have to do that because it releases our energy. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's about taking it upon yourself to being alone and just going at it. Just going at it. If you got kids, have your husband take them to the grocery store. If you got kids, have your wife take them to the grocery store. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you get an hour, let's say, that you can just go at it. And that will make you feel 100% better. Okay? And Mercury Retrograde, everything is multiplied by 10. By 10. Okay? So if it was this big, it's now this big. Because your human body is going, I'm being affected. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of anger. Why do I feel like this? I don't understand it. Why is everything cloudy? Why am I thinking about stuff that I haven't thought about in 30 years? Because now's the time for you to clear it. Because as you clear it, you ascend. You get higher and higher and higher and higher and smarter. More connected to the universe. More connected to the divine. More connected to everything. Everything. And you get activated with the DNA that's already in your body. Your ancient DNA is there to return you to the fifth dimension. Remembrances. So everything is coming to a point, right? it's coming to a point as these Mercury, why are we having 4 in a year? Last year and this year. Well, I know why. Because they need us to speed the process up. We're going to give you 4 times to friggin' be beaten down and wonder what the hell's going on. Why do I feel like I got a lead weight on my chest? Well, that's because they want you to let it go one thing at a time. And sometimes you can do in the 3 weeks, you can do 2, maybe 3 things. But start at the top and go down. Don't do the easy stuff first. Do the hard stuff first, right? And then when it ends on the 15th of May, you have a 10-day, it's a 10-day shadow, okay? But every day the energy gets less and less until the end of May. Yeah, okay? Then June starts and boom, we feel lovely and lively and everything changes. And then on the 7th of June, Aquarius goes back into Capricorn for one of its final rounds. So we feel wonderful, we feel fantastic, we feel great, and then things happen that we see on TV or basically news about the government, things like that, that has a tendency to put us back on the WTF train, okay? And that's coming. So be well aware that there's going to be a lot of changes this year in how the government works, chimes, as we go forward, how the dark forces are there they truly believe that they're winning because they believe that we are weak. They believe that we are just light work. They don't know what we are, right? They just think that we're weak. But that's not true. There's more of us than there is of them. And they will find that out in 2024 and 2025. So don't let that stuff affect you because it will, okay? And you can't just not watch the news because you're going to see it somewhere. You're going to see it on social media. You're going to see it somewhere. You're going to see it on a billboard, whatever, from friends, okay? So you just don't want it to affect you deeply where you get into fear, okay? Because Mercury retrograde brings fear also, right? It brings fear from stuff in our past, in this lifetime, okay? And a little bit of past life stuff, but not a lot. That comes in a different form, all right? So there's nothing to be fearful about. And you have to keep continuing to tell yourself that, all right? That, what are you fearful for, Bill? Stop. It doesn't matter. Bill, we're fine. Everything's going to be just fine. No one's going to get hurt. No one's going to die. It's not going to. Okay? Understand that we are all light beings that are ascending. Everyone who watches this program anyway. Follows me on Facebook, follows me on Bill Clairvoyant or Bill Hobart. Trust me, we ain't going nowhere. We're going there. Okay? We are going to a higher dimensional energy because that's what we're made for, Spirit says. Chimes. Okay? So get that fear factor, which is third dimension, right? It's ego. Ego's going to grab that stuff and take a dagger and just stab your heart, trying to get you to be afraid. Don't let it happen. Ego, stop. That's a lie. Ego, I'm not listening to that because that's a lie. So you got to say. But you got to do it like, no, God dang it, stop. I'm not listening to that because that's a lie. But the more that you do that, the less it has a grip on you. The less it has a grip on you. You can control your ego. Can't get rid of it until we get to 5D. Then it turns to a positive ego. But in third dimension for 12,000 years, right? It has been there trying to keep us alive. We didn't do a very good job. Until now, right? When we are aware of it. When we're aware that the voice in our head no longer serves us. So it's very, very important. Again, Mercury retrograde intensifies that. It truly intensifies that. Okay? Because that's what everybody's feeling. And everybody's angry. They don't know why. They don't know why things aren't working out. Well, guess what? You know, when you got the communication planet punching down on you, and there's great things coming astrologically also. Okay? That's happening too. So it's kind of a push-pull. All right? And it's going to be like that for the next 3 years. Like we talked about before, the 3 prongs of the water god. I'm completely like, I can see him plain as day, but I can't remember. It's not that. It's not Olympus. It's begins with a T. Anyway, look at the former video that has it in the title. Oh my gosh, Neptune. He won't let me stop. He's not telling. Will you just tell me what it is? Oh, you have to guess. Really? Oh, gosh, it's the god of Neptune. Is it Neptune as a trident? Thank you, Pam. Oh my gosh, trident, right? The three prongs on his. I call it it's not a sword. Anyway, oh my God, I have so much right here. It's crazy. Stop. All these words are right there in my chest. Anyway, things are going in 3 years. All right, and that's going to happen into infinity, from what I've been told. Has a lot to do with, again, astrology is going to have a huge, it can be a huge part of our lives as we go forward into 5D. All right, because it was here before third dimension. We kind of went backwards, and now we're going forwards again. So it's super important that the more that you see astrological stuff, read it. You don't have to understand it. Just look for what it does for what the consequences are, or what the knowledge is in there. You don't have to know the T-squares and all that kind of thing. You don't have to know that. I don't know that. I have no idea. I kind of get an idea what it is, but my brain works so fast. It's like, no, we don't need to know that stuff, Spirit. We don't need to know that stuff. Just look for the message. And I talk out loud when I read, so it helps me understand exactly what they're trying to tell me. All right. And I watch a lot of videos that are that too. And I just listen, like Pam Gregory, I just listen to what the message is. All right. And she's a great source she's usually a great source for what's going on. Okay. So what else are we going to talk about? Okay. I see. Done with that. Okay, cool. So what's next? Okay, there's lots of movement that's going to happen this summer and this fall, okay? They need to position you in the right place, Spirit says, all right? For your quickest ascension. So some of you may be moving, okay? Moving to a new house, moving to a new apartment, moving to a new city, whatever, okay? Some will and some won't, he says. But he wants you to be aware that if something comes up to you, right, if something shows itself to you, don't just say, no, I'm not doing that. Okay? Look at that and go, okay, Spirit, why are you showing me that? Because there's a message in there for you that it's either to start thinking about finding a new place to live. Again, it's all part of clearing. It is like, okay, you've lived there long enough in that third dimensional energy. It's time for you to have a new place to start in fresh energy. Okay? Yes. That'll happen to people around the world. And they won't know why all of a sudden they get the inkling to move. They don't know why they're going to have this feeling that they want a fresh start. And this will be the summer of fresh starts. All right? Because of everything that's happened so far this year. Okay, back again, I guess. 2 Mercury retrogrades and everything else that goes along with that, right? This is a completely clearing year. Completely clearing year. It's trying everything it possibly can to clear us out, so it's easier for us to ascend. Because when you are in there, in 5D, and I've said this before, and I'll remind you, you're going to wake up one morning and you're going to be like, okay, what's changed? You're going to feel totally different. Or it'll happen in the middle of the day, where all of a sudden you'll get kind of fluffy, kind of floaty. Be like, okay, what's that all about? It's because at night, they activated your 5D. Happened to me. And things are going to feel different. They're going to taste different. You're going to hear things differently. You're going to see things differently. It's either foggy, or for me, it was in the clouds. just fluffy. I saw haze and clouds all around this part of me. And that's because they're protecting you. They're not just going to throw you in there. They're going to ease you into it, which is what it's all about. It's what it's all about, is easing yourself into it. Just like when you become clairvoyant, they might mumble in your left ear, or they might call you, or you might hear your name. They're not going to say, so, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to do that, because you're going to either freak out, ego, or you're going to shut them completely and go, no, 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 we're not doing that. Because you might be someplace where you can't do that. Either work, party, out to eat, whatever, right? Because they don't know what you're doing. They just see they just see your light. So, see? So when you get there, which all of you will sooner than later, probably most of you this year, Spirit says, all right? It's going to be a very, very transformational year, he keeps saying. More transformation, more transformation. Higher dimensional energy is going to change the way we do things in this year. If we can block the fear out and the dark forces. Dark forces, you guys, are going to be trying to do everything they possibly can to F up our lives. Truly. I've talked about that before. We talked about it first in 2019, before the pandemic. How this was going to happen. We didn't know why, didn't know how, but yes. So they're going to do everything possible to get you to be afraid. Okay? And again, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in your ascension. Also, when you get to that place of either mist or fog or whatever it might be, right? Ego will make you afraid if you haven't corralled it yet. Ego, that's not true. That's a lie. Ego, I'm not listening to that because that's a lie. All you do is lie to me, ego. I'm not listening to that. And eventually it will it'll go to sleep right back on your right-hand side, right there. But it's always ready to trigger. It's always listening to everything. It's always paying attention. So and again, it will jump up. It will jump up. And so Carol, I'll explain that to you on the phone. That you have to try, do everything you possibly can to be conscious of that, because it rules our lives. I mean, trust me, its job is to keep us alive. When we don't need that, we're good. Stop. So we have to basically prove to our ego that we are capable of taking care of ourselves. And all of us are. All right? So as we go into the summer, enjoy it. My gosh, when the warm weather gets here, finally, I don't think it's going to be till June. Maybe here in the, but not like solid. Like Spirit said to me, do this right now, because once the sun is out permanently, usually our summer, you won't have time to do any of that. Yay. Thank God. Because winter seemed to be really long this year. It's really long. And I think that's because to give us time to look at our stuff, to look at ourselves. And those 4 Mercury retrogrades make a huge difference. Make a huge difference. And then what I want to talk about is this. I want you to look backwards and see how far you've come since 2020. It's been 3 years, everybody. It's been 3 years already. Time is flying in that quantum energy, right? It is flying so fast, it's already the end of April. Didn't it just start? I mean, come on. Yeah. May's going to do the same thing. So is June, right? So that's why sometimes you have to stop, look back and go, okay, check this out. Look at how much I've grown. Look at what I can do now. Look at how confident I am in who I am. I haven't talked to Spirit yet. They're not really talking to me yet, but I know they will eventually. They will, if you keep the communication open by talking out loud. They'll lead you any place they need you to go. They'll lead you there, right? Like yesterday, I was in a yucky mood, and they gave me all green lights every place that I went. I'm like, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Because I needed it. And they knew that, right? My mom and my dad, I should be worrying about my sister, but they're always here too. So I don't know if they can I don't know how that works, but yeah. And I felt it. So those little things we had to give appreciation for, right? But many, many times, guys, we don't look back to go, wow, look at how I've changed. Look at how I think differently. Look at how my friends that I let go of influenced me with their negative energy. We all had them. I used to have them. Not anymore. Gone. Like 5-10 years ago. Yeah. Because they wanted me to go back and get a job again, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know. You can't survive on this, you can't on that. Yeah, okay, whatever. They're telling me different. I don't know who you're talking to, but blah, blah. Okay, you gotta go. No more phone calls, no more messages, no more anything. I just cut them off. So we still have to look at that, right? And we have to look at that and go, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I was prompted to do that. I'm so glad that I was smart enough to do that because they didn't fit. They no longer served me. I love that. I love that phrase. They no longer served me. So I had to get rid of them, right? My job no longer served me, right? That's what it's about. Understanding that the people in your life have to serve you. That's being selfish. You need to be selfish, especially going into 23 and 24. Because things are going to be all discombobulated and you're going to be the calm in the storm, everybody. You're going to. And people are going to flock to you, trying to figure out how in the hell are you doing that? Because you're not fearful. You're good. You're in who you're supposed to be. You're hitting those plateaus, right? And you're hitting those plateaus and you look around and go, well, this doesn't seem that scary. Cool, let's keep on going. But you can't chase it. You got to allow them to take you into higher and higher spots. The blessing is when you get to that plateau that you don't freak out. Because you tell ego to shut up. I'm not going to listen to it because that's a lie. Because it will go, oh my God, you have to, oh my God, what did we do? We weren't paying attention. We're going to die. You're going to die. You're up here. But it doesn't know what that is, Gav. It doesn't know what that is, guys. So you have to make sure that you're continually counseling yourself, Spirit says, which is true. I do it all day long. All day long. I have to. Because I have so many thoughts going through my head, and now everything with my heart, right? It is like, okay, I got to figure this out. Not really. That's my ego, right? I got to figure this out. No, you don't, Bill. Just let it happen. Let it happen, Bill. And I go, okay, got it. Talking to myself makes a world of difference. I answer my own questions, and that's what it's all about. Even if there was somebody in my house with me, they still wouldn't get what the hell I was thinking about or saying. Spirit says, because everyone is an island. And the islands are breaking free, and they're coming together to form a continent. That makes sense. A beautiful spiritual continent, he says. Yeah, up there in the sky. In another dimension, which is true. Fascinating, that right there. That's a great analogy, because it is true. It is our job. I got it. It is our job, he says, to unleash ourselves from third dimension, releasing our island, getting it up, he says, uprooted from 3D, allowing the water to push us all together in a collective. That's true. Very true. Great analogy again. Because that's the way that we usually look at things. Well, how's that going to work? And we try to figure it out. Don't figure it out. You can't. The more you think about it, the further back you stay in 3D. The less that you think about it, the faster you go in 3D. The more they can lift you up on that island and move you towards the continent. Times. See? That's what it's about. Is being a free spirit, being free. Understand that you have responsibilities, yes. Husband, wife, children, dog, whatever it might be. Job, whatever it might be. That's okay. You can still be that person, everybody. You can still be that person. Okay? You might have to confine it a little bit, but maybe you won't have to. Maybe you won't have to. See? Because as the world shifts, okay, everything gets brighter. A dark force got fired from his job this week. And more will follow. Chimes. I've talked about the dictators. Dictators will be gone by 2026, 2027. They'll all be gone except for China. Okay? No one who is a dark force can survive in the world as we go forward. That may not be them dying yet, but they lose their high-powered jobs. They do all kinds of different things that the universe kicks them back. Karma's karma, everybody. You can only be evil for so long before those are the dark forces. See? So when you see those things or hear those things, you can think for yourself, but they don't have your best interest at heart. They truly don't. They truly don't. Okay. In fact, I did a psychic fair last weekend. I had a couple people who didn't understand that and didn't want to understand. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But Spirit wanted me to tell them about the future, about exactly exactly how it's going to happen, and what their part in it was, and what they believe in now is not 100% true, because they're listening to people and things that are negative, that are dark. So it was a kind of an interesting, very interesting half-hour readings, and not being an hour, just because we were having this conversation. So it's everywhere. So we just have to make sure that we're conscious. We have to make sure that we are enlightened. We got to make sure that we're doing our Steve Noble guided meditations or whatever else you want to do that is going to clear that energy out of your body. Okay? You want to take time outside, like today's a beautiful day here in Detroit. Put your feet on the ground. I went out and was on the balcony for probably half hour to an hour, just sitting there, smelling the fresh air, listening to Abraham Hicks, and the sun was hitting my face, and I was calming down. My energy was like flowing. I got rid of all the sadness in my heart, and it was good till I came in the house, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes back again. But it's only been 2 weeks, so yeah. So I'm going to be going to Colorado. I'm going to Colorado when my brother-in-law passes away. So I don't know about doing coaching for the soul. I'll try and do it. But I want to let everybody know that there's going to be nothing wrong, but I'll probably be taking care of my sister. So I may not do it. Yeah, just wanted to let that, because he told me to say that right now. So that's kind of weird. It's only, yeah, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time left. Okay. What else do you want to talk about? Loving yourself. Loving yourself, making sure that you're saying your I love yous every day. And the one thing that Spirit wants me to tell you guys is that do not make it a routine. Okay? You just saying it in the daytime doesn't always matter. I said my 10 I love yous, Bill, today on my way to work. Why? You're not receiving anything. Radio's on or whatever. You're saying it. No, that's not. Well, that's when I talk to Spirit. Okay, well, that's great. But you're doing 5 or 10 I love yous after you've talked to Spirit. That doesn't really resonate with your body. It's in one ear and out the other. So it is super important that you, at least once or twice a day, look in a mirror, look in your eyes, and say, I love you. I love you so much. You mean so much to me. I love you so much. And your heart will be boom. Yeah. Have to. You want to be emotionally enlightened? That's the way to do it. Love yourself. Because that energy goes in your eyes, you see it. You look right in your eyes. And I have my father's eyes. So it's like looking at my dad. Today my eyes are very green, which is kind of cool. But I see my dad, I have his forehead, I have his eyes, I have his nose, the whole thing, right? His nose is maybe a little bit bigger. But yeah, I do that and I recognize my father. So when I say that, I'm saying that to my dad. And I love myself too. But that's what it's about, everybody, is looking and receiving that message in the mirror, right? It's what it is. It is exactly what it is. It hits you deeply inside of your psyche. Hits deeply inside your soul, because your soul hears you talking to yourself. I use my name quite often. Bill, I love you so much. You mean the world to me. I'm like, thank you. And I love you too. I answer myself because it works out. So I get a double I love you, right? That's an awesome thing, because it changes your energy. It changes your sadness. It changes everything in your life. And then if somebody else smiles at you and says, hi, whatever, you're doing the same thing. Why? Because your energy and your white light is bursting out of your body, bursting out of your chest. And everyone's looking at you because their soul sees your white light. And they catch their energy, which is, hi, how you doing? Nice, flowy, perfect. Because how many times have you changed a person's day by saying hello to them? I've done it quite often. Quite often. Women my age find me attractive. Let me just say that. Yeah, women my age, women in their 50s, all find me attractive. Yeah, it's very interesting how that works. But I say hello to them at the grocery store. Say, hi, how you doing? If I'm doing a walk around the complex, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Even if I'm in that space where I don't want to talk to anybody, I do it because I know that I can change their day by being me, and that's important. That's important. And also, Spirit says, he wants you to understand how powerful you are. Every one of you are so powerful, and you need to engage that. You need to put yourself on that pedestal, everybody, and say, look at me, look at me, look at me. Because you deserve it. Anyone who's watching Coaching for the Soul, or is on my Facebook pages, right? Or on Instagram, or whatever. Put yourself on the pedestal, guys. You deserve it. Because all of you are powerful. Even if it's this much and not this much. It's this much. Were you that powerful 2 years ago? Or a year ago? Or 3 years ago? Probably not. Maybe you were. Maybe you're way up here, where I am. Bless you. Come on, let's go together. Come on, let's go. All of us, let's go. Let's go. Because that, again, is love. That is love. Right? It's self-love. I know who I am, and I deserve to be here on the pedestal. And as people start to come to you for advice, or they start to come to you for knowledge because a friend of a friend of a friend told them about your experience, James, in the last year, be ready. Because they're going to ask you, so do you have the ringing in your ears? Do you have blah, 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 blah? Or you talk, or you're in a group of people and they start talking about, yeah, I got this ringing in my ears. I might have tinnitus. You say, no, you don't. That's not what it is downloads from your guides, from the universe. What are you talking about? Oh, that's what you, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then they get into it. Or when they hear mumbling in their left ear, guess what? They're trying to talk to you. Turn the volume up, Spirit. Yeah. When your head starts to tingle, you get the chills up your neck and in the top of your head. Yeah, because that happens. It happens all the time. It can happen if you're walking through the grocery store and somebody walks by you that is connected deeply and you go, ooh, man, what is that? The person that just walked by that looked you dead in the face and you didn't look back at them? Yeah. Yeah. Your energy is contagious. It truly is. Positive or negative? I'd rather do the positive. Because you'd be surprised how many people will feel comfortable with you and tell you their story. And that's what they're supposed to do. So you can tell yours. And you can help them out with their thought process, with the conversations in their head. How to get rid of ego. And not get rid of it, but how to calm it down. How to make it go to sleep. Because that's your job, everybody. As we go forward into fifth dimensional energy and higher, we're all going to be called on that. We're all going to be called on that. And you guys are going to be amazed at how many people find you and ask you questions, how the animals are different around you, how everything changes. Like, why am I attracting horses? Why do the dogs all love me? Why do cats come up to me now? Because they see your light. They see how genuine and how authentic and how wonderful you are. Do you think the same thing about yourself? You should. All the time. But when you start out, it doesn't work like that. Little at a time, little at a time. And if you fall back, 3 steps forward, 1 back, you're still good. You're still really good. 2 steps forward, 2 back, you're still good. You're still ahead of the game. Then guess what? It'll be 3 steps forward and 4 steps forward and 5 steps forward and 2 back. And then it'll go that. And you're always going to come back to something. Because we can't keep progressing because we forget we're human. We're still human. When Spirit starts to talk to you for the first time between 2 o'clock in the morning and 4 a.m., wakes you up out of the dead freaking sleep. All it sees is your light coming out of your body, and they go, oh, look at that. Let's go see what that is. And they got to tell them, Spirit, I'm still human. I have to work tomorrow, Spirit. I need my sleep. But like, you're human. Not with that light, you're not. I'm still human. Because when you hit REM sleep, guess what? You detach from your body, and all of a sudden, boom, the light comes out of your body. Not just your head, out of your body, and shows like a freaking beam of light to your guides. They're your guides, nobody else's, so they're waiting for that attempt to go, when did that person wake up? How did that person get this? Let's wake him up and see. Poke, poke, poke. Nudge, nudge, nudge. They'll do it all. They'll do it all just to wake you up to have a conversation. And you can't even connect with them yet that way, but they think that they can. Say the aliens that came to my house 2018, 2 different times, who wanted me to help them with technology. Me? He's the brightest light in the wormhole. Spirit says, he's not your guy. He's not that guy at all and never will be. That's the way it is. They go by the light, everybody. They go by your light. So it is very, very important that you understand who you are. And give yourself kudos. Give yourself a pump up. Give yourself what you're supposed to have. Right? And give yourself love and affection and tell you how freaking great you are and how fantastic today was. Even though there was some crap that happened, I don't give a crap about that, because all I'm doing today is paying attention to the good stuff. Paying attention to the good stuff. See? Yesterday for me was a really crappy day. A really crappy day. It was cloudy, it was cold, it doesn't work. Today I woke up, I'm in a very, 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 very joyous mood. Good things are happening. I haven't left the house because I've been doing stuff around the house. But again, I had readings this morning and talking to people from elements, and that's cool. My vibration is really high. A few breakdowns with emotion, which is expected. I'm not beating myself up about it because I'm an emotional human being. I always have been. My father would say to me, "Oh my God, Bill, you're my emotional child. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with you." What I did when my father said that to me, I pulled my emotion and then didn't cry. Did not serve me very well because it came out another way with anger. So when I knew that, I regenerated that thought because Dad didn't know what to do with me. I was the only emotional child in the house. Everybody else was like my mother, stone freaking cold. My father was emotional, I was emotional, but I was really emotional because of my connection. I didn't know I was emotional. See? So if we look back at times in our lives, what did we snuff out? What did we push down? What did we do that's affecting us now? And Mercury Retrograde wants us to clear it. Forgive yourself. Don't keep what those other people said, because I harbored some ill feeling against my dad. I thought he was saying that to me because it was gay. No. He still didn't know what to do with me when he knew he was gay. I was gay my whole life, so I came out that way, you know? But he didn't know what to do with me. Then the emotion on top of it, he didn't know what to do with me. Neither did my mom. She just let me cry. That's the cool thing. My mom just let me cry, right? And that was awesome. That was awesome. Right? Again, being my father, my dad wanted to fix it because he's a guy. Every guy wants to fix it. That's in our DNA. Unfortunately, as we ascend, we got to give that up because it doesn't serve us. It's not our job to fix it. Not our job to fix it. Yeah, not at all. Chimes. See? Isn't it amazing how those chimes work? It blows my mind. It blows my mind, the energy in my house when I'm talking to spirit, pretty much anytime. But how they react to what I'm talking about. It's pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool. And that's what's important. Acknowledging all the things that work out perfectly, the way they're supposed to. And not take it for granted. Give some kudos. That's why when good things happen to me, I say, thank you, Mom, thank you, Dad, thank you, Spirit. Because Mom and Dad are both gone, right? I know they're pulling freaking strings. They're not spirit, but I know that they're giving me all green lights. Somebody is. I'll credit my mom and my dad. Right? Or if the sun's shining today, I open up the blinds and I pull them open. And man, it's sunny today. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Is doing those types of things because it energizes your house. It energizes the energy around you. It changes your perspective. It changes your perspective. It changes your perspective. And that's what it's all about, guys. As we go into really summertime, because spring is kind of done, right? I mean, by the time the clouds pass, I think this is our last sunny day for a week. And that's going to suck. So we go back into the clouds and the rain and the mist and all that other crap, and cold, which is kind of weird because I was hoping we were going to have an early spring, but we're not having one this year. So when that happens, you got to find a way to have fun. You have to find a way to get yourself out of the doldrums if that affects you. Because my point to myself is to have more fun. Now that Bay's gone, have more fun. Do different things. Do things we couldn't do with Bailey because he was our responsibility, mostly mine, and we could only be gone for a certain length of time before he would freak out because Daddy wasn't home, right? And we'd only be gone for like 2 hours, maybe 2.5. We couldn't be downtown like we used to be when he was younger because he'd be okay with being gone for 4 hours. He'd just be sleeping in his bed, hanging out, doing whatever, eating out of his dish, whatever it is, right? So as that responsibility passes, we have to rethink, right? What makes us happy? What makes us happy? And is it all the things that I did or that we did, let's say, before 2000? Probably not, because it's not. You know, going downtown and having a good time. No, it doesn't. Being with my friends. No, I don't need that. I'm good being who I am, right? And that doesn't mean though that Lee and I can't travel, right? Again, I'm going to be going to Colorado. That's not a travel thing. That's not fun. My responsibility to help take care of my sister, and I get that. I've done that my entire life, and I love her so much. It's crazy. Again, we should do that for family. It got to do it for ourselves too. Got to do it for ourselves too. Okay. So, okay, he's good. I posted on a little commercial here. I posted on both my Facebook pages about the GoFundMe for my sister. Okay. Normally in our life, I have done all of the financial things for her. Okay. In this position that I have now, it's not possible. When I was making high six figures 9 years ago, there was no problem with that. So if you guys want to donate, please go to Bill Clairvoyant or Bill Hobart. You'll see it on there. And please donate if you would. They haven't had a paycheck this month. They do not have Theyll in his job does not have any disability insurance at all, and they didn't know that until he got really sick. Okay, so So any other time, guys, I would step up. I wouldn't ask anything. They would not have to do a GoFundMe. But if you would, even if it's $5, if you can do that, awesome. Can you do more? Please. Spirit will thank you. The universe will bless you. Trust me. Because her and my nephew are in a bad state. They'll just found out 3 weeks ago that there was nothing they could do for him. Think about that. I can't imagine. Thinking about the fact that there's no treatment left that will help you with leukemia and you're going to die in 7 to 10 days. Well, thank God he didn't die in 7 to 10 days. They did some other stuff to kind of keep him in the hospital. But he came back on Sunday. Came home on Sunday in the living room to die. Quite a shocker when he's a breadwinner. They've been together 30 years. Ross will be 26 this year. I mean, it's just like, WTF. How? He's 60, just turned 63. Their 30th anniversary. Yeah, their 30th anniversary is April 29th. If he dies on April 29th, my God, really? Really? I hope that he doesn't. I hope that he goes into May. But he's not doing well. So I'm waiting for the phone call of Bill, this is what's going on, and I'll pack my bags, buy a ticket, and head to Colorado. But if you guys can donate, I would so appreciate it. I've seen some people that have, and I send you so much love from my heart. It is just massive. Just massive. Julie and some other people, I know Julie has, but thank you so much. Kelly has. It really, really, really means a lot to me that you would do that for me and for my sister and for my family. So, love everybody. Namaste. I expect to see you next Thursday, but we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. I will be telling you guys where I'm at and things like that if I happen to have to pick up and go. So, and we'll see if I can do Coach for the Soul next Thursday. I'm expecting him to last through the month. I'm hoping, but I'll let you guys know. But again, I appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching the program. Let's say in a half an hour, an hour, if you guys would please go over to YouTube and like this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like the video and leave me a little comment. I would appreciate it because the channel's building and it's supposed to get really, really big. I was told last Sunday at the Psychic Fair that it's going to blow up. So be part of that for me, will you please? And I'll see you guys next Thursday for Coaching the Soul. Thursdays at 3. See you guys.